Hey, Shalom, Shalom, want to start off source by giving no praise to Yahweh, Shem, Yahshua, B'Shem, Kodash, that belongs to the apostles of GMS and honors you, brothers, in the work of the Most High in truth and in sincerity. So, what do you call it? The main takeaway, from this whole Harry and Meghan thing. One of the main takeaways, anyway, for me, was just basically how, although people are trying to bring this Prince Andrew thing up into the spotlight, which that's something that's been coming up a lot into the spotlight recently. But guess what? The media attention just isn't there. Okay, and the reason why for me that was interesting was it was just basically just a reminder of just how much this man controls thoughts and opinions. Right, this whole thing could be a massive distraction from something else that's happening, right? And something else that popped up was the division that it has caused, further divisions, because that was a beautiful thing Mosai did there, right? Putting that so-called what do you call it? She's got melanin in her, right? So going back to the old thing of one drop rule, whatever, what have you, right? That so-called black woman, right? Because that's how certain people in this world will just look at her as a black woman, right? Into that family, because from the very beginning at that point here in England, right, yeah, you have a load of Jakes that are just like, yo, Megan, just because, just because she looks a certain way, just because she looks, she's got that hue, right? She looks like a light-skinned so-called black woman, okay, right? So it's brought about division between the royalists, right? These basically these racist Edomites, right, and Jake, right? But once again, I wanted to just harp on this fact about how easy it is for this devil to just control the narrative, be able to make everyone look and be like, oh, this is the most important thing right now, right, and not really bring too much media attention to this whole Prince Andrew thing, which for the most part just kind of been swept under the rug. Okay, so this is Matthew 10:16. Says, behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves, right? Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. But beware of men, for they will deliver you up to the councils, and they will scourge you in their synagogues, right? And he shall be brought before kings, before governors and kings for my sake, for a testimony against them and for the Gentiles, right? So this is going into the fact that in these last days, the Lord's gonna have it whereby certain of us are gonna be basically, certain of the things that we say or whatever will be brought and will be testified against, whether in our presence, whether in our absence, sort of like with the when they had that Senate hearing, where Paul was speaking about, being brought before kings. That doesn't necessarily mean being there physically, right? But the topic coming up in their discussions or whatever, what have you, right? These things are gonna happen, right? And is gonna manufacture a way, right, to come at Jake, to come at those that fear the Most High, that teach this truth, right? He's going to manufacture that way, and this whole media craze about whatever, what have you, right, is an example of just how easy it is for him to just do that, to manufacture a story and do that. Right, it says second Ezra 16 and 70, right? It says, for there shall be in every place and in the next city a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord, right? Whether it's a thing of we're not getting down with certain of the policies that he's trying to introduce, right? Whether it's a thing of him bashing us for us teaching the truth, whether he he just brings up loads of false accusations against us, right? These things are going to happen, right? And he has power over that witchcraft, which is the media, right? Which is why this is titled, what about a Prince Andrew, right? And people, you see in the replies, people are like, oh no, but this, that, and the other, whatever, what have you. Basically saying that, he was technically cut off, this, that. But look, man, the point of it is he's still living good, right? But these times, my man Harry, right, which he's got to be a J man, right? My man Harry, he's he's dealing with his woman there, whatever, what have you, right? And and the thing is, it could all be fabricated. But if it is fabricated, it's further proven the point of just how much these guys can, manufacture opinions, right? You think about Inception. That wasn't just a film. That is reality. These devils, basically you was being told to your face what happens to you on a daily basis. The fact that these people have opinions which they believe are theirs but are not theirs. Okay, it's Matthew 24 and 9. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, shall kill you, and you shall be hated of all nations, right, for my name's sake, right? And then shall many be offended, shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. Okay, so it says then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, shall kill you. Okay, because whatever it is, we are against this world, right? And these devils are they're gonna be just trying to if you're against his thing, he's gonna basically try and come at you. Right? And ultimately, he's gonna be like, look, man, you gonna take this chip, otherwise I'm gonna go and kill you. Which that chip, the RFID microchip, right, which is put into your right hand or into your forehead or into anywhere really. If you take that RFID microchip, right, you will be destroyed. Okay. As then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted and shall kill you, and you shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. Right. So because we're teaching this truth, right? Which that basically said they're gonna be coming for Great Millstone, because these other camps really don't you get certain camps, right, that don't be pushing the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, right? You get some camps that will push the name but then will take away from the scriptures because they're offended, right? Those people, those individuals, you got to ask yourself what they're gonna do in these days, right? You can't be offended. He that scriptures talk about being offended in Yahushua, right? But yeah, like I said, that was just one of the takeaways that I took from this, and everything. And it's a question a lot of Jake is asking, but in terms of like hardcore media attention, right? It ain't really that, right? So as always, those edifying. Until next time, we say shalom.